Welcome back, everybody, to your stimulus update for today. On this episode, we have more big news to share with you. There is a new revised stimulus bill deal that Donald Trump just signed off on to negotiate with Nancy Pelosi. We know today that Nancy Pelosi and Stephen Mnuchin spoke with each other for 30 minutes. We're going to talk to you about that deal, about that conversation, what Nancy Pelosi is saying about it, and what we think about it right after this. Once again, welcome back to your stimulus update for today, Friday, October 9th. Happy Friday to you. Enjoy the weekend with you, your family, and your loved ones. On this episode, we're going to get right into it. You can see I got the headphones on again, so we're going right to the source. I think it's important that you hear for yourself that there is, in fact, a new stimulus deal being put on the table that is being negotiated right now. So let's go right to it.
Larry, thanks for being with us. Always a pleasure, sir. Let's start
Morning,
with the
Stu.
stimulus plan.
Yes.
We're all over the place this morning. We're getting really confusing signals. Can you tell us the right status of the negotiations right now?
Yeah, I can tell you what's up to date here at the White House. The president has just recently met with Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. Mr. Mnuchin expects to be speaking with Speaker Pelosi shortly this afternoon. The president has approved a revised package. He has approved a revised package. He would like to do a deal.
That's fascinating. A revised package. He wants to do a deal. Do you have any
Yes.
idea on what that package would include? Is it
No.
broad-based?
It will be relatively broad-based, but I can't go through details, Stuart. That's going to be hashed out in the discussions. But again, let me repeat, in a very recent meeting in the Oval with Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin, the president approved the package. It's a revised package. Mnuchin will be talking, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin will be talking to Ms. Pelosi this afternoon, and the president has said, I would like to do a deal.
Can I ask you one more question about the stimulus? Does the White House and you and Secretary Mnuchin, you absolutely say no way that you will allow the bailout of Democrat states? Is that absolutely off the table?
Stuart, I just can't get into any details like that. It's never been a totally purist position. It was just a question of where that money would go and how efficiently and smart that money might be and what the sums are. But I can't possibly go into any specifics. Believe me, Secretary Mnuchin, who is awfully good at this, will be discussing with Speaker Pelosi for the final touches and details. But I think the key point is the president has approved the package and, quote, he wants to do a deal.
So Larry Kudlow there, one of the economic advisors to Donald Trump, being very clear in his message, saying that Trump met with Mark Meadows and Stephen Mnuchin and that Trump approved a revised package and he wants to do a deal. He also said that Mnuchin was meeting with Pelosi this afternoon to hash out the details. We know from sources, it's being reported everywhere, that that revised deal is likely a $1.8 trillion stimulus package, which means that Nancy Pelosi now stands at a $2.2 trillion package and Stephen Mnuchin is coming over to her with a $1.8 trillion package already agreed upon by Trump, the White House, and it'll be enough Republicans to get it passed. So they're only $400 billion apart right now. So can they get this deal done? We know that they were going to meet with each other, and they did, in fact, talk with each other. Pelosi and Mnuchin this afternoon spoke on the phone for about 30 minutes at 1:40. After that, we got a little bit of some information that there's some details to be worked out. Some of the verbiage needs to be worked out on that $1.8 trillion deal. Quote unquote, they want to crush the virus. And so Pelosi wants to see the wording within the deal that's going to crush the virus. What does Nancy Pelosi say about this? She says, I do hope we will get an agreement soon. Donald Trump was out tweeting today, and he said COVID relief negotiations are moving along. Go big. He also said, I would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or Republicans are offering. He clearly is probably not offering a bigger stimulus package in this $1.8 trillion deal. But in all honesty, I did have a conversation with a family member earlier, and I said it would be interesting if Senate Republicans could get their act together, at least one of the rogue ones, and offer their own $2.2 trillion deal and take all of the extra money that's going to the state and local governments that really doesn't need to go there. There's a certain amount they need, but the offerings that Nancy Pelosi is giving is just way far off on the amount of money given to state and local governments. And instead of giving it to them, put a $2.2 trillion deal together that gives it directly to the American people in the form of multiple stimulus payments. I would love to see which one of those deals the American public would rather see get done. But of course, nobody's going to do that. So we're stuck with these two deals. Right now, it's getting much closer. 1.8, 2.2. They had a conversation today. They want to work out some of the verbiage on how they're going to crush the virus. So what's going to happen? In my opinion, I don't think Nancy Pelosi is just going to sight unseen or even after some conversations accept the $1.8 trillion deal. I know she's going to throw her hands up in the air and say, we did it. Let's accept the $1.8 trillion deal they just came back to us with. She's going to continue the negotiations, and she may, in fact, want to meet them somewhere in the middle at $2 trillion. I don't know if they can get the $2 trillion done. We're still walking on some shaky ground right now because Senate Republicans don't want to see a 2 in the number. They want it to be 1.95 maybe, and then they'll do it. Maybe they'll do a $1.9 trillion deal. I don't know. I don't think she's going to just accept the $1.8 trillion, but we are getting closer. However, we're getting to a point now where we really need to see good faith negotiations. We can't see the bickering and the nitpicking around, because if you do that, any little thing could just ricochet this off course and end the entire thing. Because you know how when you get close to negotiating or compromising with somebody and you're right there, but then they just nitpick on just the little tiniest things here and there, and you know what? You're like, you know what? Forget it. We're not going to do this. You're getting so close. That can't happen. Hopefully, Stephen Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi can keep their cool and realize we're very close. Let's come together on this thing. We almost got it done. Get the verbiage together, and let's help the American people and the American public. This is the most recent news that we can offer you. It's all good right now. The weekend's looking good. Hopefully nothing ruins it. Hopefully there's no knee-jerk movements by anybody to cause problems. The stock market obviously loves this. The American people love this. Small business loves this. Schools love this. State and local governments love this. Donald Trump apparently loves this. Nancy Pelosi wants to see a deal done. Stephen Mnuchin wants to see a deal done. Mitch McConnell is probably one of the only people out there right now. He did give out a quote today where he said it doesn't look like it's going to happen in 3 weeks. Mitch McConnell, I mean, come on, man. Just don't say anything. I mean, in all honesty, and some of the Senate Republicans are really on the off on this one, but pretty much everyone else wants to see it happen. And so this is good news. We're getting closer, but I don't think it's just going to straight up happen right away. They're going to have to move a little closer, and hopefully they can meet somewhere, maybe 1.9, 1.95, and get the deal done. We're going to stay positive here. I love the positive. Let's not get negative. I think it's going to happen. As always, enjoy your weekend. I will catch you all next time.